Scan the QR code to join the chaos. Face up to 3 CPU players or challenge your friends together on the same screen. Pick a role with unique strengths and risky drawbacks, chain correct answers for huge multipliers, and unlock crazy power-ups to attack opponents or protect yourself. Ready to dominate the leaderboard?
Are you ready to start? Here we go.
Who was the Austrian-born leader who pushed for the Anschluss as part of his pan-German vision? What city hosted the September 1938 conference where the Sudetenland was handed to Germany? Which European great power did not send a representative to the Munich Conference in 1938? What was the result of the plebiscite held in Austria after the Anschluss in April 1938? Which agreement, signed in July 1936, normalized relations between Germany and Austria ahead of the Anschluss? What year did Germany annex Austria in the Anschluss? In what year did Austria last hold a fully independent general election before the Anschluss ended its sovereignty? What was the name of the British Foreign Secretary who resigned in 1938 partly over the policy of appeasement? What nationality was the large minority group in the Sudetenland used by Hitler to justify annexation? Who was the British Prime Minister who pursued a policy of appeasement toward Nazi Germany? Churchill famously criticised the Munich Agreement in Parliament. What did he say Britain had been offered a choice between? How many ethnic Germans lived in the Sudetenland at the time of the 1938 Munich Agreement? Answer in millions. What city in Austria did Hitler enter triumphantly on 14th March 1938 to to address a huge crowd. What famous phrase did Chamberlain use to describe the Sudetenland crisis? Sort these events from earliest to latest. The Sudetenland was home to a large population of which ethnic group that Hitler used to justify annexation? Place a marker on the city where Neville Chamberlain flew to meet Hitler for the last round of negotiations in September 1938. Place a marker on the city where German troops crossed the border into Austria during the Anschluss in March 1938. What was the name of the Austrian Chancellor who was forced to resign just before the Anschluss? How many times did Neville Chamberlain fly to Germany in September 1938 alone to negotiate with Hitler over the Sudetenland? That's the end of this round. Let's check your score. Let's keep going. Ready? Let's start the next round. Which British Prime Minister flew to Germany 3 times in 1938 to negotiate with Hitler? Which country was forcibly absorbed into the Third Reich during the Anschluss of 1938? Select it on the map. In what year did Konrad Henlein found the Sudetenland Party? In March 1939, Germany violated the Munich Agreement by occupying the rest of which country? Which article of the Treaty of Versailles explicitly prohibited a union between Germany and Austria? Who was the French Prime Minister who co-signed the Munich Agreement alongside Chamberlain? sort these territorial acquisitions by Germany from earliest to latest. What term describes the diplomatic strategy of making concessions to aggressive powers to avoid war? Which 4 countries signed the Munich Agreement in September 1938? What year did Britain and France formally guarantee the independence of Poland after Germany violated the Munich Agreement? Place a marker on the city where the 4 powers met in September 1938 to sign the agreement handing the Sudetenland to Germany. Which country formally protested the Anschluss at the League of Nations but was ignored? After Germany occupied the Sudetenland, which region of Czechoslovakia was taken by Poland in October 1938? What year did German troops march into Vienna during the Anschluss? In what months of 1938 did Germany annex Austria? Which statesman said the Munich Agreement was a total and unmitigated defeat for Britain? The Munich Agreement handed the Sudetenland to Germany. Which country had the Sudetenland taken from it? Select it on the map. The Munich Agreement of 1938 allowed Germany to annex which region of Czechoslovakia? How many days after the Munich Agreement was signed did Germany begin occupying the Sudetenland? What was the Sudeten German party leader Konrad Henlein's nationality? That's the end of this round. Let's check your score. Let's keep going. Ready? Let's start the next round. In what city did Chamberlain meet Hitler for the first time in September 1938 to discuss the Sudetenland crisis? Which Nazi leader was the head of the Sudeten German party who agitated for annexation? How many countries were invited to the Munich Conference in September 1938? Which military operation was the German codename for the invasion of Austria in 1938? What was the total population of Czechoslovakia in millions at the time of the Munich Agreement in 1938? In what year did the German-Austrian agreement normalizing relations between Germany and Austria come into force, paving the way for the Anschluss? Kristallnacht occurred in November 1938, shortly after the Munich Agreement. What event in Paris triggered it? Which pact, signed in 1936, brought Germany and Italy into a formal alliance? What was the name of the conference held in 1937, where Hitler secretly outlined his plans for territorial expansion to his top military commanders? Place a marker on the Austrian city where Hitler was born, which he considered a symbol of the pan-German cause. What was the name of the Austrian Nazi who became Chancellor of Austria immediately before the Anschluss and later became Reich Commissioner? Sort these meetings between Chamberlain and Hitler in September 1938 from earliest to latest. What was the name of the referendum Churchill announced to decide Austria's independence, which Hitler used as a pretext to demand his resignation? Place a marker on the capital city of Czechoslovakia that was left unprotected after the Munich Agreement was signed. What did Chamberlain claim the Munich Agreement had achieved when he returned to Britain?
And that's the final question. How many did you get right? Check your results in the app and see your final score. Let us know in the comments how you did. Challenge your friends, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more quizzes.